unranked opponent, and we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Washington State lined up to kick it off and get this game going. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Virginia Cavaliers offense will start this game off with the football. And Jesse, they've got a running back that they'd love to feature in this if he is able to answer the challenge.
Yeah, and listen, this guy might not be a Heisman finalist, but he can break off long runs. And this defense, David, they better be ready. They better pack a lunch, show up today, and try to get hats to the football. Because if you come out here with your B game, he can run all over you.
And it's important for this offense, too, because they need to...
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
Well, it wasn't great field position to start with, and it's getting worse now. The defense gets a sack. They're getting aggressive up the field. They get to the QB, and they're sending a message.
The Cavaliers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to throw. It's Morris. Bought a little time, lets it go. Fires to the big fella. He steps out of bounds at the 16, but now they have some room to operate.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
And the Cavaliers will bring the punt team onto the field. A quick 3 and out, and they're already giving up the ball. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. So Washington State's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football game. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others. They got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
The give to the back. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the Cougars are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Working their way closer and closer, a 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. He's got it again. Tough Handoff run gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
The Cougars come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to bully their way for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there on the third down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
The handoff to Johnson. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone as he's run out of bounds at the 7. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do with it.
He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. And here comes the field goal unit. And this one shouldn't be too taxing, a 23-yard try. And this one is perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And I'll be honest, I don't love the call. On fourth and that short, I want to go for it. But you trust your kicker, he does his job, and he puts 3 on the board.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Off play action on first down. Got his man! And a good pickup to move the chains, and the clock will expire, and that's how they'll be set up to start the second quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Washington State is on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing ends of the field. Off play action. Rushes on him. And he's all bottled up and now turning it on. And the defense got it.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you've got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll leave it with the lone back. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wazoo! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. Virginia has it back. The Cavalier offense headed to the field. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. Fires to the tight end.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. To the air, it's Morris. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the... And wait just a second, the official's going to take a second look at this one. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Blasted as he lets it go.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
The Cavaliers will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. And off from the shotgun. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on 1st down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
The Cougars come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Got the big tight end on the corner route. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
Well, they're able to hit the corner route. Now, as a quarterback, when you've got an athletic tight end like that, you're sort of reading the defense's body position. If the tight end's able to get past them off the line of scrimmage and man coverage, then you're going to be throwing that corner further down the field. But if the defender's playing off because he's afraid of the speed, then you want to flatten him, more like an out route to the sideline. These two guys right here, they've got awesome chemistry, and you saw it on that play.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
They're trying to get the receiver on a drag route and work him through all the bodies in traffic, but there's just too much happening. I don't think he saw the throw real well, and it falls incomplete.
After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. Caught over the middle. It's Ellison. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
Washington State going back to work on first down. Motion from the back. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Ellison.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
And the Cougars with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. From the gun, the running back has it. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
They'll leave it with him. The change will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Really nice resiliency by the running back. Sometimes you just got to be able to turn the page, right? You have a tackle for loss the previous play, they give it right back to you, and you make the defense pay. Good vision, good athleticism picking up that first. Why not give it to him again?
They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there.
1st and goal, Washington State.
New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Grabbed behind the line, it's Johnson. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Touchdown Cougars! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll move the wide receiver. From the gun, running back gets to give. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Got a man. It's Courtney. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Charlottesville. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at the Carl Smith Center and Scott Stadium.
And the Cavaliers will boot it away to start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Basically, everything they've tried has worked, scoring a couple of touchdowns and a field goal in their first 3 possessions. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. Turns it loose deep. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
And this offense is just, they've struggled to get in a rhythm, and I like they take a shot down the field, but interested to see how they can maybe get some easy completions for this quarterback and get him in a little bit of a rhythm.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Washington State will have to boot it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. And the returner will be knocked down. Virginia sending its offense back onto the field. Power football with the run. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've...
Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Just nosing into enemy territory at the 49. It's 1st and 10. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. He'll pull it on the read. That'll be a gain of about 7, leaves him with 3rd and 3.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the 1st down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
And just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. 1st down.
The Cavaliers have this offense rolling. Back to throw, it's Morris. Gets it out quickly. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
That last completion sets him up on second down. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
And the Cavaliers come to the line needing just inches for the first down.
They run it, they get the first down, and look at the offense. Right back on the football, ready to crank this tempo up.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the big fella.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Under fire. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And that's another play by this defense, and there's not much good, guys, I can say about this offense. I mean, they got the goose egg on the board in 3rd and long again. Something needs to go right for this club. They need to get some kind of shot in the arm, some kind of play, because right now it's been really bad.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Lofts one high and deep. Looking to get it in. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Now 2nd and goal.
That's the end of the quarter, and Washington State has the lead. They've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Dropping back, it's Morris. He wants it all. Touchdown, Cavaliers! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And the QB saw it right away. He knew it. As soon as he got that football, he got it in his hands. He loved this matchup, finding the big fella, getting a touchdown.
Getting set for the point after.
On for the extra point.
And with the extra point, they close to within 10, down 17-7. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out.
38, set to advance on the football.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. After giving up that last touchdown, they've still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
Man, it gets a little bit tight. Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Palmer, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field, eat up some...
Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
By the receiver.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the fourth quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run, back it up with a pass, getting the first down, a few more first downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
The Cougars, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Caught in the backfield, it's Ellison. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
By the receiver.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the fourth quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down. Better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
Wazoo headed to the line with another first down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
I'll tell you, when this guy's in a rhythm, he never misses. And you've seen that in this game. Very, very accurate up to this point. That time, though, a little bit out of rhythm, and I think that's why he missed that throw.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Wants to throw on third down. Caught close to the marker. It's Meredith. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They'll run it to the right side. Not a lot there. Picks up one inside the 20 to the 19. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Washington State has it in the red zone. The give to the back. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on third down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on third.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. First down for this offense. And with things in their favor on the scoreboard, the quarterback's favorite play in the playbook, the old kneel down from victory formation. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
On the play.
Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand.
Victory formation on the road. There is not a better play call for an offensive coordinator to make.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It's good. And now the lead is extended a little further.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
On the run from inside his own 5. He stopped the return right there, and that will do it. This one is in the book. With yet another unranked team taking down a ranked opponent, does a portal help level this out a little bit where it's really difficult to know which team should be ranked in the first place?
I think the portal certainly helps. At the end of the day, though, they just wanted it more today, and that win is going to help recruiting. It's going to help their confidence moving forward. I know this, David. Every team on the rest of their schedule, they're now taking account and notice of this team.
And I completely agree. Like, you start to build momentum, and then momentum helps you find more guys in the portal and helps high school recruiting. So big ranked win today. And hey, who knows? Maybe this gets them in the rankings in the near future.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.